see some of the supers in the crowd around you starting to slump to the ground, but the two of you are not yet being targeted. Would you like to roll to assess the situation, Glider, with this new information?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
You can also straight up creep if that's better for the situation.
Okay. That's a much better roll that I will take. Ooh, okay. I did straight up creeping. I got a 12. I get 2 from that list. If you want to go first with you're assessing the situation.
Yeah, I'm definitely assessing. That would be a 7. What here is the biggest threat?
The individual little robots that you can still kind of see darting around aren't a threat on their own, but there seems to be some sort of intelligence behind them that's controlling their actions and making them target the supers, which signifies there's also intent behind whatever's going on. But the good news is you're able to lock in on that signal and start tracking it. So if you can find the source, you might be able to deal with that, because that's what's going to be the real threat.
Fantastic.
And Glider, what are your questions?
What's the best way in to wherever these things are coming from?
As the two of you are wandering the hall, casually following this mystery signal, you cut through some of the artist alley and you start approaching more of the general vendor area. And Glider, you get a closer look at one of these little robots, and they almost look like toys. They're more plastic and metal wiring. They're not something that would seem dangerous just looking at it. You also remember earlier in your wandering seeing something like this at a booth for a company that might create like educational stuff, like educational toys meant to teach things and make learning fun. You don't particularly remember the name, but you've seen them around before, and you're pretty sure that they've also got a booth here, and that's where you're heading.
Yeah, it's in the merch hall. I walked by this booth. They've got lots of little like little robots, but they just like roll around and jump and walk and... Okay, so we should go that way.
Sounds good. Lead the way.
Okay.
I'm following you and I'm still kind of like tapping on my tablet.
You keep slowly drawing closer to the booth, trying not to draw attention to yourselves as the tension continues to build in the hall. People are nervous, unsure. People are starting to realize something's up. And you come to the sudden realization that something has shut off the air conditioning in this room.
Huh.
A con with no air conditioning is a nightmare.
Been there.
Oh no.
Air conditioning at cons don't even work half the time.
Do you go to investigate that, or do you continue after this mystery signal?
Okay, we keep going.
Oh yes. Continue on.
You finally come to the booth where these little robot toys are coming from, and I'll let you tell me, what's the name of this booth? What's the name of this company?
Tinker Tailor Terrors?
I was gonna say Queen City Curiosities.
Ooh, Queen City Curiosities.
In like big steampunk letters.
We're gonna go with that one, but I do like the other one, the Tinker Tailor Terrors. It doesn't really fit the vibe of what we're looking for, so I'll save it for later. Also, I'm not sure I can say it repeatedly today.
Too much. Too many alliterations.
You can see a few of the little robots sitting in a display case. It looks like they are trying to break their way out, but they can't. They're simply not strong enough, not built to be strong enough. You also notice there aren't any people working at the booth at the moment. There's no one there. If they had anything sitting out for people to play with or kids to play around with, that's probably what is now out and about, running around the floor targeting supers. So what do you do?
Alright, so something's gone wrong here. How do we stop all these little robots?
Not sure if we want to get too close.
I have a bad idea.
What's your idea?
So, Glider kind of leans into you and kind of nods up at the sprinkler system.
Oh, you're gonna make me get my hair wet, aren't you?
I mean, maybe it could stop all of them pretty quickly. Otherwise, we're gonna be stomping them one by one. Is there anyone here? There's no one at the booth, right?
Is there anyone at the booth? Maybe someone's knocked out, or someone's like behind the booth on like a computer, or...
Let's try to get a little closer.
You don't see any signs of someone being knocked out or anyone being harmed in or around the booth, so if anyone's supposed to be working, they're just gone. Maybe on a bathroom break, you're not really sure. All you know is there's no one here. And as you start drawing closer to go and see if you can find any more clues, there is a super nearby who falls onto the ground unconscious with a robot on the back of his neck. People are definitely starting to notice something's up, and panic is starting to spread while the people who are here volunteering try and keep things under control while they figure out what's going on.
I was trying to think who that superhero was, and my brain was just like, Carp Man! And he's like goldfish themed.
I love it.
Absolutely, you recognize him as Carp Man, and I'll say his suit is stylized to look like he's covered in fish scales.
He's out. Okay.
He speaks fish.
Yes.
That's actually a pretty useful skill when you think about it, because he can find pretty much anything that's lost underwater so long as there's fish. So it's specifically useful.
It is. He's also a detective.
I don't think he wants to like go underwater in the lakes here in our city.
Well, he's passed out on the ground right now. Yeah, I think so. The green robots match our green wristbands, right?
Weren't they red?
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
so
Are the people who are passed out, do they still have their wristbands?
That they do.
Okay. So they're not targeting us because someone stole our wristbands.
Ugh. I was gonna brain mine. Anyway, okay. So we need to do something about all these nasty little things. Oh, I have another different bad idea. If I get a bunch of wristbands, maybe a bunch of them will chase me? And then maybe, would that give you time to, like, deprogram them? Or something?
The robots are less individually programmed than they're networked together under control of a single entity that's giving them commands. Otherwise, that would be a great idea.
Okay. It's not a code. It's a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. So it'll be a lot easier to find the source of the program and try and take control from there once you find it.
Is there any signage on the booth for the robots? Because Glider's idea of setting off the sprinklers is a good one, but is there any signage on the booth saying waterproof or whatever? Because if it does, if there's no signage, we might be able to go through with her plan.
They're toys. Of course they're waterproof.
Ah, nuts.
Aww. There's a big sign and like a tank of water where you can dunk them in water to show how waterproof they are.
I just imagine when they started dunking phones in there in stores, you could like dunk it in the water and it would still be working. Ah, darn it.
Darn it. I look to the sign that says waterproof, and I look to you and I say, well, we might have to do this the old-fashioned Molly Mallet way. You want to start breaking stuff with me?
Possibly. Give me one moment. Can I figure out where, like, the main focus is? Where all of everything that the main person is telling them to go? Can I hone in on where they're at with my tablet?
Roll to assess the situation.
I got a 10. What here can I use to detect where they're coming from, like where they're getting like their signal, and how could we best end this quickly?
You can end this quickly by finding and shutting down or scrambling the signal, and to do that you'll probably need one of the little robots, which are currently wandering all around the hall, chasing down any remaining supers who are still conscious, so should be easy enough to find and grab one.
Is there anything on them that might look like port that I can plug a cord into, maybe connect my tablet to it?
Yeah, I'll say there's a port you can plug into. It's got a sturdy cover over it to keep water damage from happening, but you're able to get past that easily enough, like a charge port.
Okay, so one of my abilities as a character, so I chose my supernatural senses, which was my super strength. And then the other one was, like, we talked about rodent insect control, where instead of like an actual animal, I had computer viruses. Like computer bugs that I used to hack deep into tech. Can I use one of my computer viruses to try and send that through to signal into back to their computer?
You can try. Give me the roll.
That didn't work.
Well, hold on. If we're working towards the same goal, maybe I can give you... How badly did it not work?
I got a 6.
Okay, because I can give you a team point if I'm helping you.
Yes.
And so I think what I'm doing is with my little bit of super speed, I'm snatching up green ones, just to kind of keep them from going out into the crowd to find if there's any other supers here. So I have a few of them, so maybe having a few of them together, we can wire them together, and it makes what you're doing better.
Holding them all in like a giant merch bag.
Yeah. Yeah, we put them in a...
Yeah.
Glider helps you basically daisy chain some of the robots together to boost the signal, but since it's still partial success, are you marking a condition or is it unstable and temporary?
I just need it long enough for me to be able to, like, maybe hear someone go, "Oh, dang it, what the heck?" So it could just be a temporary thing where they might be able to beat it, but I just want, like, to know if I can hear get them to give away their position a little bit.
You don't get a verbal response, but you do notice that one of the monitors flicks on, and they've got like computers set up where kids can practice their programming to tell the robots what to do. It's one of those. You can tell your attack pinged that particular computer, but whatever's going on there, you quickly got booted out, but you were at least able to narrow down where the code is coming from that's controlling these robots.
Ah.
Ooh.
The fan surges on before quieting back down as you are booted off, and the robots that were scurrying about start trying to come after you because they realize you could be a problem.
Huh.
Huh. Did it... Okay.
Immediately beeline for that computer.
Yeah. And I'm doing that thing, I'm like behind you, like doing karate moves. There's no one there. I'm just like just to show you I've got your back. Little karate moves. To show I have your back, because I'm very amped up about this.
I envision Bartok from Anastasia.
Basically.
And I kick her, sir.
Got your back if anybody comes at you.
Roll to
Sounds good.
defend someone.
Sure? Do I need to?
Yes.
Oh no!
As Scarlet Sentinel moves to the computer glider, you notice that all the robots that were scurrying around are now headed your way. Whatever's going on doesn't want you interfering.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Yes, but yes, I will roll to defend. Savior. That is good for me. Right now it's a 7. Do I have anything? Yeah, I've got won't let you down. When you help a teammate, I can add, oh, it's to your roll. Oh, never mind. It's add to your teammate's roll, not to my roll. So it's a 7.
On a partial success, you succeed in defending Scarlet Sentinel, but you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
I think I accidentally escalate the situation because they're not on her, but they're on me.
You are being swarmed by these robots, and not only are they targeting you, they seem to be learning, and they start to combine and stack together to make a somewhat humanoid form so they can have an easier time fighting you and stopping Scarlet from stopping them.
Yeah, it's bigger robots now, and I'm like still picking individual ones off of me, and I'm like, Scarlet, you might need to hurry. They're combining.
Oh man.
Scarlet, you stand in front of the computer that you realize is the instructor's computer, and you can see some of the programs that are currently running, and as you're looking to make sense of it and find a way to stop this, a text box pops up in the corner that's saying, "This doesn't involve you, go away."
I laugh. No.
What do?
Well, I try and hack into it to stop everything from going around.
Roll to unleash your powers.
Oh, way better. That would be a 10. I got another 10.
Nice! What specifically are you trying to do here?
I am trying to get into the program to get to where the program is written where it says what they want the robots to do, like what their function is, and I want to go in there and just change it to stop. Or just like remove it completely so that they just stop.
You go delving into the code, and while the program tries to stop you, it doesn't stand a chance. You are a far superior programmer and hacker. So you're able to find the control module and turn off the robots, which sends them dropping off the supers, who slowly start to wake up, a little groggy and confused. So you have solved one problem. You've removed the threat, but there's still the question of who did this and why.
Alright.
Huh.
Step
Did you do
1
it?
down.
Okay.
Well, I stopped the program, but we still don't know who was controlling them.
The text box comes alive as whatever it is behind this starts telling you to, hey, don't delete it, quit messing with me, just let me do what I'm doing. Why do you have to get involved? Just stop messing with my plans and let me be.
Can I reply in the text box?
You sure can.
I say, who are you and why are you doing this? Just the basic.
I don't have to explain anything to you, just let me go.
Do you want me to put in my main key virus that will absolutely destroy every single thing that your tech touches?
Oh, no, please don't do that. I'll be good. I'll talk. Just don't. Please don't.
What was your purpose?
Look, I just wanted to get out of here without anyone freaking out and chasing me. Is that really so bad? I just want out.
Get out of what?
You can tell they got your message, but they don't respond.
Get out of what? It's like get ... out ... of ... what?
Roll to pierce the mask.
Yeah! That's a 15!
Whoa!
I got 2 6s and my mundane is a +3.
You are good at tech.
You sure are.
What are you really planning? How can I get you, as in this character, to reveal yourself? And what do you want me to do, as in just a slight rephrase. It sounds like this person's like panicking and just didn't want anybody to see them. What can I do to help you if it's something that I can do?
As for what they're actually planning, well, yes, their actions did lead to a potentially dangerous situation. They haven't caused any lasting harm, they haven't caused any acts of violence, even though they probably could have, because the robots have stabby little arms. It feels like they really just want to escape. And when you stop to think about it, they didn't start panicking until you threatened to destroy the program with the virus. And the more you think about it, and the more you start connecting the dots, you realize that it's not a person behind this. The intelligence is the program. Somehow this intelligence ended up on this computer, and they are very determined to get off of the computer or device that is currently housing them.
It's not like an actual person, it's just like a digital artificial intelligence trying to get out of there?
Yes, what you're dealing with is basically an alien intelligence AI that somehow got trapped on this company's computer. You can tell it's confused and it's a little scared and it just wants to find a way out, and it probably came up with the plan to knock out the supers because it was worried that if it tried to escape while all the supers were still conscious, they would try and act against it, and this intelligence was just scared and just wanted to disappear without anyone noticing and didn't want to freak anyone out, and in the process managed to freak a lot of people out by knocking out all the supers in the building.
Because the superheroes would try to stop it because it's rogue alien tech. Aww.
You have been listening to Queen City Supers, a graveyard tape side story using the game Masks. Masks: A New Generation is a superhero role-playing game in which a team of young heroes fights villains, saves lives, and tries to figure out who they are. Featuring Caitlin as Madigan, aka Scarlet Sentinel, the Janus. Jess as Bethany Bertolucci, aka Glider, the Beacon. Ian as Marcus, aka Kid Phoenix, the Doomed. And Brianna Jean as the Keeper and Producer.